is the Flex Network. This is the Flex Network. Flex on them. Flex on everybody. This right here is the Flex Network. Yeah. Flex on G. Flex.
Oh, yes! This is the Flex Network, officially on air live Friday night for our week 3 Flex Finder. You can find him to the cubicle on the side of me. He is Flex Shane at Sealy_Shane. What's up, brother? You showed me the temperature on your phone.
Oh my God.
It sure is cold outside. Where are you again, brother?
Here in beautiful Calgary, Alberta. It is a balmy, for my American friends, 52 degrees Fahrenheit outside. But guess what? It's hot in here, baby. So I'm breaking out the guns tonight.
Oh, he's got a tank top on.
Flexing!
I thought that was DJ Paulie D over there.
I thought the same thing. Actually, it looks like it's not DJ Paulie D, but it's the friend. What's his friend's name?
Situation.
Nope, the other guy.
Ronnie.
The other guy.
I got you, Vinny.
Vinny, he looks just like Vinny. Look at this guy
good thing
right here. He's got Vinny. Okay, in the cubicle underneath us at Alan Seslowski, ALANSESLOW Sky. Hashtag season long says, brother, what's going on? Shane had a negative temperature degree, and I'm sure you're very much so in the positive over there in Jacksonville, Florida. What's going on, brother?
We have a cool air temperature of 75, 90 during the day, and we're getting ready to heat it up. Week 3. I hope you guys survive the QB carnage of this last weekend. A lot of the safe position quarterbacks went down. Waiver wire was all about grabbing these backup guys this week. I'm excited to talk about that.
Yeah, the waiver wire. So again, let's just tout the Flex Network for a minute here. We give you the waiver wire pod co-simulcasted with DFS Army. Season long says runs that show over there for DFS with Shane. They simulcast for the Flex Network. We do a really awesome show on Monday. You guys do a great job. Let's actually talk about Sunday. So we had a very successful Sunday morning, our start sit show, co-branded with Roster Watch from SiriusXM. I thought we did a killer job there, guys. Congratulations. We are here now. Okay. And we will be running through our 3 flex plays for the week. We got 2 as just kind of a real nice flex play, and then 1 deep, dirty flex play. And also, if you're paying attention, there might be a secret guest who comes in here for our deep flex play. We will tease you guys that. On to Survivor, just as you had touted, says survival was basically the week in fantasy football last week. And what did we do? Says we survived.
Yeah,
I mean, New England Patriots, right?
Yeah, that was the call. All the people that were on the Baltimore Ravens had to sweat it out. We had from the first quarter, we were sitting pretty. We had no sweat whatsoever. I think it was a beautiful call. Beautiful call.
Yeah, so I wanted to get into Survivor, honestly, to start the cast, because I feel like this week, we definitely like to flex here on the Flex Network, but here's our problem, guys. Cez is pulling me back from the reins. He's saying, hey, listen, we got to think about this. This is calculated. We want to make it to next week. But Cez, the easy hammer play this week is Dallas against Miami. I think that one is set in stone. But to me, I'm just like, man, I would love to get a Tampa Bay out of the way this season, while everybody might be on something else. Also says, what about San Francisco against Pittsburgh here? Two plays that are honestly to me seeming quite good in our Survivor. Why shouldn't we play that, or why should we?
Well, again, just for everyone that's watching for the first time, we're in a Survivor pool where it's a $25 entry. The Flex Network went in for an entry, and it's about 100+ person pool. Winner take all. All you have to do is pick one winner a week with no point spreads, and the trick is you can't use a team more than once. Okay, so optimal strategy obviously is to find a team with the largest, the best chance to win, but you also yes, but you also don't want to. If everyone in the pool is on a certain team, you have to start thinking about pivoting off that team, okay, and then on to maybe another favorite. So a lot of people used New England last week. So those who didn't are probably going to use them this week, and a lot of people are going to use the Cowboys. So according to Office Football Pools, only about 50% of the pools are on the Cowboys. So when you work out the math, the Cowboys have about a 96% chance of winning. I think, a 94% chance of winning. New England has about a 90, maybe a little bit better percent chance of winning. But since it's only 50% of the pool, the optimal play is still Dallas. Now, if that had gone up to about 80% of the pool, then you think about pivoting off to like a Minnesota or someone like that. One of the things that a common mistake that you do in Survivor strategy is that you say, hey, I'm going to save this team for another week, because there is no tomorrow. If you don't get it right, you're out. And you only want to pivot off the best odds to win when the pot odds are such that the payoff is so great if you pivot and win. So for this week, you hit it on the head. Let's not mess around again. Let's just go Dallas. There'll be other opportunities to hit all these other teams. We still don't know who these teams really are, but we do have a really good feeling about Dallas. Let's just move on to week 4 and get sick with Dallas.
Well, and I like that play. I definitely do. I do. I called it out early. I mean, Dallas has to be the pick here. The thing about Dallas, or maybe what you've come to know about a Dallas Cowboys team is, as great as they can be, they definitely can lay a couple stinkers along the way. And I'm just looking at it from a point of view of Tampa Bay is going to lay a bunch of stinkers this year, it seems like, at least right now. Okay. Also, who might lay a bunch of stinkers? San Francisco. Maybe Buffalo. Okay.
Well, I know where you're going with this, and think about this. Even New England's going to have a letdown one week. They're not going to go 16-0. I mean, it's very unlikely they'll go 16-0. And we use them on the week where they won. I mean, somebody's going to use New England on the week they lose. It's just going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Dallas is rolling right now. Zeke is just in total command. Amari Cooper's healthy. Dak is playing at like an elite level. Sure, is Gallup out, but everything's rolling. Everyone's healthy. You don't mess. Now again, if 70-80% of the pool shifted over to Dallas, then we would think about a pivot, because if disaster happened, we would be in position to profit. But with only 50% of the pool on there, it's optimal. The math says stay on Dallas. Now, if you guys had a strong play, you wanted to go another direction, I'm open. But again, if you want to go with the math says Dallas in this specific instance. Shane, do you have a take on this?
Oh, I got a take, baby. Listen, Matt, you're over fucking complicating this. Okay,
I'm trying to, but I'm
you're
just
trying to do
getting into the
game theory,
idea.
but listen, guys. Al, can you cover your ears for a second? I don't want you to hear this. Daniel Jones, I think, is the real fucking deal. Okay, he's not Eli Manning, and I think that's, I don't know, man. I think that Daniel Jones can roll in there, and I think that he could put up a little W against Tampa Bay. I don't trust Tampa Bay. That's just kind of the bottom line. I don't.
Okay, well, that was an example. That was an example.
No, but you're right. But it was a good example, because when you look at the line, Tampa Bay is favored by 6 points. So that's almost a touchdown. That's pretty good odds, right? But I don't trust it. I feel like that's going to be a game.
Well, of course you don't trust it.
Week.
I have
That-
the actual the numbers from Office Football Pools. I pulled it up. You want to give you the quick numbers?
Hold on. Mike Rideout, our friend here, commenting in. What about the Packers at home versus Denver? My whole thing is the Packers might be an easy. It's just easier play to me.
They would be our third choice. Like I said, Cowboys would be our first choice. Patriots would be our second choice,
which we already picked the Patriots, so
right?
It's not even our second choice.
And then if we didn't have either of those teams, the Packers would definitely be our third choice because they're about 8% taken in Office Football Pools, and they have about a 77% chance to win.
What do you think about Minnesota, though? I mean, I'm not really too jacked on a Kirk Cousins offense, but it seems like against Oakland, Minnesota. I mean, Dalvin Cook's hot,
cooking in that kitchen, baby. Dalvin Cook
cooking in the kitchen. We don't want to go for a Dalvin Cook here, where it's going to be hard to pick the Minnesota Vikings if we get any further into this.
Let me position this to you a different way. Okay, so according to the point spread, the Vegas odds, Vikings have a 78% chance to win that game. Okay, so if I was gonna say that you're gonna go in a car and start an airplane, this is Chris Liss often uses this analysis with this comparison
with this one.
Well,
this is a good one. This is a good one.
He says the airplane test. So if I was going to put you on an airplane, one of them has a 96% chance to survive and 4% chance to crash. Basically, the other one only has a 78% chance to survive. Which one are you going to go on?
Well, that's an easy one. There says
right. So think about our survival in the same context.
Here's how I want to think about our Survivor League, though. Here says, what happens in 10 airplane rides when now our percent chance of winning is 17 is our best percent chance because we've hit all the 95%. That's my little bit of fear as we kind of continue on into this because Dallas, we can pick Dallas to win a really tough matchup late in the season to really get us to that next step.
See, okay, a lot of people would say that I'll use the counter argument is let's say that people were saving the Saints. Now you're playing a Drew Brees-less Saints team. So they're no longer, if you were saving them down the road, they're no longer, injuries happen in the NFL. Teams don't look the same way they do in 5 weeks from now that they do now. I'm just saying that saving is a non-optimal. You want to survive and move on. And again, you want to take the team that has the most optimal best chance of winning as long as the pot odds, meaning the percentage of people in your pool isn't overwhelming to push you back the other way. So if just think about 100-person pool like we're in, if 99, if we didn't have the Patriots and 99 of the teams were on Dallas, then I would say obviously we pivot because if Dallas somehow loses, we win the whole thing. It's over. So think about it like that. But it's only 50% of the pool, so it is not worth pivoting off of, in my opinion, at the 50% level.
So again, our friend Mike here, he's on an airplane listening to us.
No.
How awesome is this?
Oh no!
He's on an airplane right now. I'm sure he's got a White Claw in hand, and he used the Cowboys in week 1. If we are to assume he might have used the Patriots in week 2, then who is are we saying Packers at home versus Denver is our third, or should we look at Minnesota, San Francisco?
The way Packers are at 8%. They're 8% taken, and they have a 77% chance to win. The Vikings are 5% taken, and they have a 78% chance to win. So the Packers would be our third choice. Vikings would be our fourth. And then the 49ers would be the fifth. They're 3% owned at a 72% chance. Now, you might think the difference between 72 and 78 is not that much, but that's a huge percentage. That's a huge drop-off right there. The Buccaneers would be the next one. But again, we all said that we find them a big wild card. So I don't think you mess around when the point spread is. It's 96% chance. Only 50% of the pool, 56% of the pool is on them.
All right, we're not going to mess around, says, okay, Cowboys in week 3, book it. Let's send the Flex Network on to week 4 in our Survivor Leagues.
Now, wait a second. We have to be in agreement with this.
I'm in agreement. I was the one who originally stated we should take the Cowboys. I'm on fire for Dak Prescott right now. I want Dak all day long. Yeah. Okay. and he's getting like 4 touchdowns a game, and it's not even a try. Like, and he's going to get 1 rushing too. So, I mean, I just love that. I'll take that all day. Wish that we were higher on Dak in the offseason. It's not like we weren't. I mean, we were getting Dak in every draft that we were drafting, but we were just taking him as our QB2. Right now, if you had waited till the 12th round and took Dak as your QB1, you're by far ahead in your league. I mean, by far. Shane, what about Dak? You love yourself some Dak?
I love Dak, dude. After week 1, because you know what, you guys know I was pretty high on Jameis coming to the offseason. And in week 1, after that poor performance by Jameis, it was just a 10-team league, 1 quarterback. So Dak was on the waiver wire. I swooped in and you got to kind of make quick decisions. And I'm glad I did, man, because Dak, I'm sold on him. I mean, when he had Amari Cooper and when he had Ezekiel Elliott, he was a top 5 quarterback. And he's just getting better. He really is. Yeah.
That whole entire offense looks good. And I think that we might have to flex right now. And let's give away one of our flex plays each for week 3 heading in. Sealy_Shane. Let's flex.
Okay. So here's the thing. I'm wearing whatever you call this thing. I don't know.
You're wearing an unsightly tank top. That's what you're wearing.
His Vinny from Jersey Shore.
But I am wearing with the Flex Network. What do you call it? Salmon.
That's a
salmon. Yeah. There you go. So I feel like I'm a little bit overdressed, guys. I feel like we all need to take off our shirts right now because my flex play this week is your boy Matthew, your DK Metcalf.
My boy DK.
Your boy DK Metcalf going this week against New Orleans at home.
My God.
Like,
spoiler alert, Flex Matt will be at the game this week cheering the DK Metcalf on. He is a big show pony, isn't he? The biggest show pony.
He's look, the only word to describe this man is Adonis. That's what he is. He's an Adonis, right? And so a lot of people were a little bit worried, coming in, is that maybe he was kind of a one-trick pony. I mean, everybody saw that YouTube video where, he took like 16 steps to try to get into a route, and it worried a lot of people. It really did. But you know what? He's continuing to show that he is going to be, I mean, frankly, he could be the number 1 target. So last week, he had an 89%. He received 7 targets. 3 receptions, 61 yards, and a touchdown. So I know in week 1, Tyler Lockett was kind of a ghost, whereas in week 2, he actually finally came out. But I really think it's going to be a 1A, 1B sort of situation. Tyler Lockett did get 12 targets last week, but 89% snap share in line with DK Metcalf's 89% snap share. I think that they're going to be able to run the ball, and I think they're going to be able to throw the ball, and I think that DK is going to get a touchdown again this week.
7 targets, only caught 3. I'm a little hesitant on that, but that's why this is a flex play.
That's right. Okay? Look, this is a guy you probably got on your bench. You probably got him round 9 or 10 or something like that, and it's a decision you have to make. And I think this week you make that decision, man.
You flex.
You got to flex, baby.
Season long says DK Metcalf. How do you feel about it?
I have to admit that I was off of DK Metcalf. I didn't like him in the whole draft process. I giggled at anyone that drafted him in the first round of their rookie drafts, and he has looked good. I mean, he has looked like one of these size speed guys that can go up and get it. And you know what? He got panned for not having a good 3-cone drill. I don't see him having to do any 3-cone drills when he's running down that field. He's just going up and getting the ball. He's in play, man. He's getting you double-digit fantasy points with upside for more. Now, is David Moore coming back this week, or is that still a week or 2 away? The playmaker that I'm not sure, but Tyler Lockett's going to work the middle of the field. DK Metcalf has been quickly integrated into the offense. It's a strong flex play.
David Moore's potentially coming back this week, so it would be good to see, but that's exactly it, dude. It's a flex, 89% snap share at Alan Seslowski. Flex play number 1 on the week.
Can it be a QB?
It could be whatever you want, baby.
Okay, here's it.
This is our own spaceship. We control where the spaceship lands.
All right. Well, we've already brought him up as a QB that we were all high on, and that after 2 weeks we've already cast him off to fantasy obscurity. But I think this is a get well week for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the worst defense in the league, the New York Giants. I'm firing up Jameis Winston in DFS. I'm picking him up off the waiver wire, and I'm playing all my Tampa Bay Buccaneers with confidence. Jameis Winston, this is a get-right week against the horrible New York Giants defense. I could see 350 and 3 coming. Mark it down, flex.
350 and 3. That's a huge flex.
That's a flex, baby. That's a flex.
Hey, if Jameis is going to get 350 and 3, we're picking Tampa Bay over New York this week in Survivor.
You don't think it could be a good old-fashioned shootout?
Says,
yeah,
350 and 3, that's your call, and you're telling me we don't know. Daniel Jones. That would have to mean that Daniel Jones is going for 350 and 2.
I'm not saying, like, if I had to put my own money on one of those two teams, I would take Tampa Bay. I think they're going to win, but I think that the odds of going back to Survivor are so much greater that Dallas will win, and I want to get into the airplane that has a less likely chance to crash.
Yeah, just like our friend Mike in the airplane right now, hopefully the highest percentage chance of not crashing.
Yes.
But as we crash your fantasy football teams into greatness this weekend, my flex play, my first one, Deep Dog Deebo Samuel.
Oh, Deebo.
Okay, we're going back to Deebo Samuel from week 1. Here's the thing, okay? It was a little bit nerve-wracking to see Deebo in the game, but unable to really do anything in week 1. We cowered like Chicken Littles in week 2, not trusting our own instincts, not trusting our own plays. Deebo Samuel picked in the second round, 4th pick, 5'11", 215, runs a 4.40. The guy's a beast. I mean, last week he accounted for 7 catches on 7 targets for 94 yards and a touchdown. Okay. Now, his snap share percentage, according to Roster Watch, is snap counts, target, and touches. We love Roster Watch. Thank you so much for all of your support. Roster Watch Nation, please go grab a pro membership at Roster Watch. Follow them at Roster Watch and on rosterwatch.com. Deebo Samuel, 7 targets on 40% snap share. It's again the same thing that we're really talking about with these young receivers in their offenses. Marquise Hollywood Brown, just give them more targets. Give them more targets, give them more snap share percentage, and let's get them going. Let's get these guys, these wheels are ready to move, and they're ready to move now. Deebo Samuel, lock them in every week in your flex position if you have him. Shane, what do you think? Deebo, he's our guy, right? Deebo.
Okay.
Is what we should be calling this guy.
I know. Okay. So I'm looking at the Roster Watch snap counts, targets, and touches tool. And yes, Deebo only had a 40% snap share, but then you look at Marquise Goodwin, it was only 51%. George Kittle was only 67%. So, I mean, I don't know what the heck they were doing, but 40% is not bad for the San Francisco offense. But then you look at 7 targets, 7 receptions for 94 yards and a titty. Like, I mean, give it to me every day, baby. He is. We said it coming into the season. Deebo is the wide receiver 1 in that offense. George Kittle, he just hasn't gotten to the end zone yet. And I think that Deebo, I love Deebo. He's just too good. He's going to continue to produce.
Just tell me about Deebo Samuel.
I mean, if we didn't see much from him week 1, I mean, he's a rookie. He's going to have a ramp-up period, but he certainly is one of the funnest players to watch in the NFL so far. I mean, he catches the ball. He's built like a running back. He was taken at a high pick in the 2nd round.
Draft capital. One of the best stories of the year this entire offseason was draft capital and how much opportunity these guys, and keep this in mind for my deep flex play, but go ahead, says about draft capital.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, for this, the narrative on this draft class was that it was a weak draft class. Meanwhile, it's turning out to be one of the best wide receiver draft classes we've seen since 2014 when Allen Robinson, Odell Beckham, and that group came in with Mike Evans.
Watkins.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking like an epic Hall of Fame class. I know it's only 2 games, so let's slow our roll, but I mean, it's not just the way that these rookies have come onto the scene. It's the magnitude of their domination. I sent you guys a video I found, or a breakdown I found on Twitter of Hollywood Brown and how he sets up his routes, and he's just such a technician out there.
He's crafty.
Yeah, I mean, this is turning out to be an old timer, and Debo is going to be one of the top guys when it's all said and done.
We have a start sit question here. Full point PPR in the flex position. Flex, that's what we do well here. Matt Breida or Mecole Hardman this week. Let's first check the Roster Watch Ultimate Matchup tool. For Kansas City, it is the 26th worst matchup for wide receivers here, Mecole Hardman. Now, again, that's a base, going against their defense as a whole based off of, a lot of proprietary metrics. But Mecole Hardman could get a lot of opportunity in that passing offense. And as well, going to San Francisco with the 18th, which is a middle of the go against a Pittsburgh Steeler defense. Says, what do you got here? Breida or Mecole? I know you're high on Mecole.
Yeah, I mean, this is the absolute classic floor versus ceiling play. Breida should, get you. I'd say you could project him for 80 yards. Hopefully, he gets in the end zone, so 8 to 12 points, and if he gets a touchdown more. Hardman is just getting nuclear, right, Shane? It's just getting nuclear. It's the sickness. Mecole Hardman, you want a piece of this Chiefs offense, and if you can get it before Tyreek Hill comes back with any of these receivers, you play them. This is how you win your league. This is how you win fantasy weeks. Don't worry about if Mecole Hardman, has a poor day. You're not even worried about that. Just put him in. I would go Hardman and not think twice about this.
Shane, listen, Shane, we got a question for you right here.
All right.
Did you just get done working out with that?
Always, baby. Always lifting those weights there, Sully.
Sully is here and he's clowning on the tank top. You just listen, it is literally like 11 degrees Celsius where Shane is, and he's in a tank top. Okay, let's get back here. Matt Breida or Mecole Hardman, flex, Shane?
Based on the usage last week, can we really trust these San Francisco running backs any given week? I mean, to me, it's just too unpredictable. Whereas that that game, the Kansas City Baltimore game, it's going to be fun to watch. And I'm pretty sure you can book Mecole Hardman for a long touchdown.
Should we book a shootout in Kansas City this week?
Oh, yeah, you can book it. Like, defenses be damned, man. I think that it's going to be a shootout. I think that the Mecole Hardman is going to be good for a 50-yard bomb for a touchdown. I think that Demarcus Robinson fucking trolled last week, and I think it's going to be his best game of the year. I think Mecole Hardman's going to get better every single week. I would flex on Mecole Hardman. And guess what? You know what? I got that exact same lineup decision I have to make this week, and I'm going to fucking flex on Hardman too.
You know what's a good way to do is when Roster Watch, when you become a pro member at Roster Watch, you can check their Vegas odds and Vegas tool, and that will have the actual odds of if Mecole Hardman scoring a touchdown. You'll be able to see if he's a favorite, if he's a heavy underdog, and then you can use that to help make your decision.
And that will, I believe, release in parts today. Team Swole by Michael Walters. What's up, baby? Team Swole with the tank top in the upper right-hand box. Bob Money, what's going on, brother? Thank you so much. This is the Flex Finder Week 3. We just went through our first round of flexes. I forgot who I had already. Debo Samuel, and Says had Jameis Winston. And Shane, who did you have?
Oh, you know who I had. I had one DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf. Who do you got this week? Niners versus Steelers. We got Niners, 100%. That one's an easy one, I think.
Wait a second. Wait a minute.
Let's talk about this for a second.
You guys think that Mason Rudolph's going to come and dethrone the Niners after one of their better games last week? Like, they're just starting to click with Debo and their wide receiver one. Come on, guys. Come on.
With or without the points are we talking here?
No, we're not talking points. We're just one or the other. Come on.
I mean, yeah. I mean, then, of course, San Francisco would be the favorite, but that's why the point spread exists.
Okay, well, I don't do point spreads. Okay, I don't know how to read those things. I'm not a point spread thing guy.
You're
We
not a
can-
degenerate gambler, you mean?
yeah, exactly. Yes. Here's what value should I place on Deshaun Jackson this week? Not very much, I don't think.
I will
What
He's not playing.
I will predict that this week Deshaun Jackson will put up 0 fantasy points.
oh, what a
Bold
prediction.
call.
Bold call. On to our flex plays, our number 2 flex plays. Then we get into our real deep flex plays, and we will have a special guest joining us. I am actually potentially going to go make sure that he is on his way.
I don't even know
Go
about
ahead,
that.
Shane, lead this into your second flex play.
Well, Mike, thank you so much for the segue. With Deshaun Jackson out, I think Alshon Jeffrey, if he plays, is going to be a decoy. And so you know what that means, Al? That means give me all the Nelson Aguilar, baby.
Yeah, no, that's a great one. I love that. That's a huge flex play. Can you pull Mike's comment off while we're doing that?
Yeah, I could definitely do that.
There you go. Yeah. So I love that play. Nelson Aguilar they kept him on the team and paid him, or they had his last year option for a good reason. He's a very crafty, good player. He's making about $9 million, and he's in a free agent walk year. I don't think the Eagles will resign him because I don't think they're going to be able to afford him. That there's a very good chance that another team that wants a quality wide receiver too is going to get him. And the only reason that he's not getting a ton of love this year is because, like you said, it's so crowded in Philadelphia. And now that he's going to be starting and getting the opportunity, wow, that's a great call. That's a great call. What do you see? Give me a projected stat line for Nelson Aguilar this week.
God, well, I mean, we can look at last week's stat line where he got 8 receptions for 107 yards and a touchdown. I think that, I mean, I could probably see like 6 receptions for 80 to 90 yards, and if we're lucky, he gets into the end zone. I mean, what else do they have at this point at the wide receiver position? I think that it's going to be a great week for Ertz, but to me, that's too obvious. You can't really flex on that. Jaws, JJ Arcega-Whiteside, he's kind of a deep sleeper, especially if Alshon Jeffrey sits. But again, like Jaws is more of an Alshon Jeffrey replacement long term, and I think that Nelson Aguilar with that speed, that 4.42 speed, I think that he can go for a long bomb, and I like it this week, man.
Did you see him? Did you see him drop that long would-be touchdown and during the game last week?
He's look, his entire career, Nelson Aguilar has kind of let us down, right? Let's not kid ourselves. But he produced last week. He's gonna have the opportunity this week. If we're flexing and you're desperate, not even desperate.
I think he's a good play. Yeah, he's a good play.
Let me put it this way: I've got it locked into all my DFS lineups so far this week because I think that he's going to be a guy who's going to get to targets. We trust Carson Wentz, right? We buy into this Philadelphia offense. Give me Nelson Aguilar.
Yeah,
Matthew, you're back.
I am back, my friend. He is prepped and ready for the deep flex play. At Alan Seslowski. Second flex play on the week. I can't wait to get to mine because I know you and I had a little thing about this. If everybody wants to turn off their cameras real quick, though, I would like to first tout out Cut the Cord Streams. We are sponsored by Cut the Cord Streams. We have a promo code Flex Army to get a percentage off. If you're ready
20%.
to cut the cord, 20% says, right? 20?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You want me just to tell you a little bit about our viewers? Cut the Cord Streams is a way, if you're sick of paying high cable bills to all these companies that literally overcharge for basic cable, Cut the Cord Streams for $15 a month. That's right. $15 a month will give you, all you need is an internet connection. You get thousands of channels, live channels, including NFL games. You get all the packages. MLB. Wait, how could this be true? I am telling you, try it out. Go to Cut the Cord Streams, sign up for one of their 3 app packages. I recommend the Revolution. That's the one I've been using. They have some other ones as well. And you get thousands of channels. I'm talking thousands, including all the sports packages for only $15 a month. All you need is a Fire Stick. I recommend the 4K Fire Stick to get started, and you could be watching cord-free streaming TV live for $15 a month.
$15 a month. CutTheCordStreams.com. Everybody, we are back. Thank you so much for joining the Flex Network tonight on the Flex Finder Week 3. At Alan Says Lowski, hashtag season long says, what is your second flex play of the week?
Well, Buffalo is going against a very interesting. They're playing Cincinnati, right? I lost it in my head for a second.
Cincinnati.
Yep. Cincinnati's defense is a little soft. Devin Singletary is out with a hamstring. I know it's not sexy.
Play the song. Get the song ready.
I know he's old, but if you are desperate, Frank fucking Gore.
Ooh, that smell.
I don't hate
Frank,
it. I don't hate it.
I don't hate it at all.
I hate it, but I don't hate it.
Well, you know what it is? He's available on your waiver wire.
I got him in our Dynasty League. Dynasty League. Are you kidding me? I picked him up, slotted him right in for Damian Williams. Flex.
I love it.
He's
flexed.
He's on 0 of my best ball teams. He's on 0 of my other teams. But this is a week you could actually use him, and he might get you 100 yards and a touchdown. If you can get that from your flex, oh my. Now we're going to see some TJ Yeldon, who's been getting 0 work so far. I expect a 5 to 8 touch game from TJ Yeldon, but I think you can lock in 18 to 20 touches for Frank Gore. I really do.
And every bit of that goal line work. There's absolutely, you could see Frank Gore going for 3 touchdowns this game and just absolutely, yeah, you could. Josh Allen will get it to the 3-yard line. They will hand it off to Frank Gore just to do it. Just to do it. Frank Gore, one of the sexiest old men on the football field. Can you believe it? He is an incredible injury story as well. I think, blew out like 2 entire whole kneecaps. I think he's running on robot legs is probably what it is. They put robotic legs in this guy. And now he's here 10 years. Look at this guy. The worst metrics you ever seen in your life.
Yeah, which just goes to show you just want football players. When he came in, he had 2 ACLs coming into the league, and then he was an injury guy. But then, he's proven to be one of the most durable, not just running backs, one of the most durable players in the NFL. He's amazing that he keeps ticking. This has got to be it for him. But if you're going to use him, if you've been storing him in the basement of your dynasty roster, this is the time to open the basement door and bring up Grandpa.
Oh my gosh. Well, hold on right here. The very guy that I am going against in Dynasty says that I'm flexing Gore straight to giving him a W in Dynasty. Well, there is a lot of other reasons that go into that decision. Okay. But yes, I am a heavy underdog. And I am sure hoping for a 3-touchdown Frank Gore. Here's another question we got from Michael Walters here. Can you make him feel better about Miles Sanders? Wants to play him this week, but he's a little goosey. And that is an understandable goose egg. Okay. Miles Sanders you have probably started him 2 weeks in a row, just hoping for a breakout, and they keep using Darren Sproles in the exact role that we know Miles Sanders can be just sick in. Says, what do you got on Miles Sanders?
Miles Sanders is an amazing talent, and it's going to happen. It's just, this is kind of what, when you drafted Miles Sanders, you had to know he wasn't going to be the lead running back in a committee, but it will happen. He will quickly keep rising to the top. His workload has been increasing. He's going to get involved in the passing game a little bit more. From a couple of the analytics and film analyzers, they've been saying he's been bumping the runs outside a little bit more, which is what he was that was one of the drawbacks on his game, that he would bump runs outside, not hit the holes as decisively. But the game is going to start to slow down for him. If you're starting Miles Sanders, you're starting him with as a flex play. If he's your RB2, you got aggressive on him. I think that any analysis that we gave of Miles Sanders was we weren't expecting a complete breakout until about week 7 or 8. That he would be a ramp up, whereas some rookies hit the ground running at the running back position. Just because of the situation, we suspected that this might take a little bit of time.
Shane, we have Miles Sanders absolutely everywhere. What do we do? What do we need to do to calm ourselves down on Sir Miles Sanders?
To be honest, if it was my team, I am putting him on my bench, stashing him away until he proves it. It's just too tough to trust.
It's a volatile situation.
Yeah.
It's a very volatile situation.
But that being said, I mean, this is a good opportunity just with the injuries at the wide receiver position. This could be an opportunity where they lean a little bit more on the running back, in which case, man, every time Miles Sanders touches a ball, he looks freaking good, right? And we just want him to give him the ball. But to be honest, I was reluctant just because of the way that Philadelphia has used the running backs in the past. But the talent doesn't lie, right? So it's he just needs the opportunity. So I personally would not play him this week. That's just me. I couldn't flex that. I just wouldn't flex it.
I'll tell you what, Flex Matt right here, comment by Michael Walters. Flex Matt with the wine pour. And you know what? You might think this was wine, wouldn't you?
Oh, no.
But it is not.
We know you better than that, Matthew.
You would think this was too, but it's not.
Yes. So what is yours, says, though? You got me.
Sparkling water.
Oh, so is mine.
Cheers.
So is mine.
Cheers.
But it is White Claw, baby. In the big old chalice. We have White Claw in the chalice. Here I am. I'm setting up for my second flex play on the week. And this one, guys, Says gave me a little crap about it. Says, what are you thinking? This guy's not a flex play. But here's what I'm saying, Says. He completely is a flex play.
Tell the people who you're playing first. Tell the people.
I got Mark Andrews, tight end, Baltimore Ravens, as your flex. This now Says I totally understand.
Well,
I totally get it.
You mean you're talking?
Yeah,
you want me to give the argument?
Go ahead, Says. Please.
Shane, what I was telling Matt was the reason that Mark Andrews is a total nutless flex play is because Mark Andrews is currently the tight end 1. He is has more fantasy points than Travis Kelce. On the week, I have him as my tight end 2. He's in an insane matchup at Kansas City. This is a guy, not only are you starting, you're trying to figure out if you have another good tight end to how to just push him into your lineup. But the chances are your other tight end sucks. So Mark Andrews is an auto start. He is not a flex play. That was my argument to Matt.
I mean, I would agree with that at this point. But, okay, just to defend Matthew a little bit.
Please defend me.
I don't like to do this very often, but Mark Andrews wasn't drafted, especially early on in draft season. If you had your drafts kind of early to mid-August, you could have gotten Mark Andrews very late in your draft, in which case you may have gone early on like a, Hunter Henry, OJ Howard.
Nope. Shane,
or even a George Kittle.
Thank you. We touted George Kittle in the second round all offseason. And you know what else we did, Shane? We touted Mark Andrews as your second tight end in the very end of your draft, and we said this to pretty much everybody we could. Okay, Says. So my flex decisions this week are one of great ponder.
Okay, so you're talking to the 10 people that have both Andrews and
10 Says. Half of America probably doesn't have Mark Andrews on their team. Okay,
well,
I got ridiculed trying to trade him in Dynasty for 10 pounds of gold. I got ridiculed. Half the people didn't even know who the guy was. And you're trying to say that there's only 10 people in this entire world that completely has Mark Andrews and come on, Says, come on.
What I'm saying, okay, I think you misheard me. What I'm saying is that there's maybe of the fantasy world, there's 10% of the people that own both Kittle and Andrews. The chances are if you own Andrews.
Oh, sure. Okay. I got you there.
So the only way you're pumping Andrews into your flex spot is if you already have one of
Kelce, Kittle, or Ingram right now.
Or Darren Waller maybe, or
even a Darren Waller. Not very many people were on him at all. So what you're saying is you would play. No, because you would play.
That's my point. Is that unless you have one of those 3 guys, sure, it's a flex play. But if you're like most people and you were lucky enough to get Andrews, chances are you have one of these other tight ends that has just totally failed you. So that's why I said it's a flawed flex play.
It's not flawed at all, Says. It's not flawed at all.
Says it's just in a troll kind of mood today.
He's trolling us today, dude.
Okay, who's your
sparkling water without alcohol in it? Okay.
You know who my other flex plays? It's Dalvin Cook this week. I'm gonna go with Dalvin Cook.
Oh, here we go.
Hardly the same thing. Hardly the same thing.
I
Listen, guys. Okay, how about this?
I exaggerate to clarify.
It's less about the Mark Andrews play and maybe more about who I'm playing him over this week, which is a Christian Kirk. I am playing Mark Andrews over Christian Kirk this week in the flex play. Now, how much more flexiest is that? Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. Listen, if you have this one of these like wide receivers that you're trying to pick between, and you're trying to every week agonize, should I play Jamison Crowder or should I play Christian Kirk? Should I play whatever wide receiver?
Marquise Brown,
Right,
Terry
well,
McLaurin. Those are the decisions that we are making if you're listening to the Flex Network,
yeah,
which are hard decisions.
Terry McLaurin has a tough matchup. I agree. Like if you're deciding between Mark Andrews and like wide receiver 18 overall, then I would agree with you. Yeah, you know what? That's a really strong point that you just made there. Good counter punch. So
Whoa, flexed.
Yeah, when you're
That's
looking
the
down,
thing, dude.
when you're looking down the wide receiver rankings for whatever site you use, and you're deciding, oh, okay, I have 2 good wide receivers, and I have wide receiver 23. Play Mark Andrews in that flex spot. I agree with you.
Which is
fair,
my God.
right? Like,
record this right now.
Luckily,
He said I was right. He said I was right. Okay.
We didn't get context. Context is important.
Context is king. Sealy Shane, we got to move on to our absolute deepest flex play. And guess what, guys? My guest is here. I'm going to go ahead and tease my guest for the deep flex play. I'm going to go ahead and reveal him here, and Says is going to take over as host.
Sure.
Sealy @Sealy_Shane, who is your deep flex play on the week this week, brother?
Okay, this was one of my guys. I love this guy, and I'm going back to the well, baby, because he's healthy. He's off the injury report. Give me all the Kiki QT for your deep flex play this week.
Flex.
You got to flex.
That is good. You know what? You know what's really interesting is that we had Kiki QT. We pushed him so far up our draft boards. I even had him. We had him ahead of Will Fuller. I think at one point I had him at like wide receiver, like 34, 35. And the trade for Kenny Stills definitely hurt that. Talk to me a little bit about what do you think he's going to get a high volume of targets this week? Why are you putting him in there as your flex?
Yeah. So again, I mean, they're playing the LA Chargers this week. And, they do have a pretty stout secondary. Like, obviously, Kenny Golladay just went beast mode last week, and he produced against him. But, DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller, the clear ones and twos, right? So going to your point, Kenny Stills seems to be getting more targets, right? But you look at the snaps, counts, touches, and targets at rosterwatch.com, and Kiki QT was still on 44% of snaps last week versus Kenny Stills 38%. So they're basically rotating in and out, right? And now that he's healthy, that was the biggest worry, man. He got injured in, I want to say, week 2? Well, it was week 1, wasn't it, of the preseason?
Yeah, he didn't play. I don't think he even played week 1. Like, he didn't. Did he play week 1 of the regular season?
No, he didn't play week 1.
Correct,
he played last week for the first week. He's still getting over the injury. And the biggest issue with Kiki QT is he just can't seem to freaking stay healthy. That's the biggest challenge we have with this guy. But he's off the injury reports. Barring any sort of setbacks, I'm still convinced he's going to roll in as a wide receiver 3 in that offense. And I frankly like Kiki over Kenny Stills. And I think that he can still get these targets. So give me freaking Kiki in my deep flex, man. Yeah,
no, for a deep play, I definitely like it. I think it's because everyone's off him, right? If you're doing a DFS lineup, he could be less than 3% owned. I mean, you might be the only, if you're doing a 500-person tournament in DFS, you might be the only one that has him because the targets you're competing for targets with DeAndre Hopkins, who's a target hog. Then of course you have Will Fuller. Then you have Stills and Kiki kind of competing for that 3 role, and then also they're going to throw some passes to Duke Johnson. So it's been a little more crowded than in the years past over there.
Is it going to be Duke or is it going to be Carlos Hyde?
Carlos Hyde's been running the ball. I don't know how many receptions. I don't have their numbers in front of me. I don't think he's been getting a ton of receptions, but they didn't throw the ball a lot last week, which is why they put up only, I think, like 13 points. I mean, Houston's got to go back to tossing the rock around if they want to be a dominant team. Deshaun Watson was obviously a big disappointment because they did a lot of handing off. So, yeah, I mean, if they get back to what worked for them, Kiki QT is a really good really good player. I just would be a little bit concerned about target share, being that it's gotten more crowded there since even the beginning of the preseason.
Guys, I'm back, but you cannot see me. I have my special guest. He is ready. We
All
have
right.
Kiki QT as our deep flex of the week by Sealy_Shane. Alan Seslowski, hashtag season long, says has pretty much won this competition so much, guys. We are compiling our flex starts and our points per flex. Says is in the lead, I think at like 78 points. So guys, he got
Whoa.
he got CJ Husmanzada out of this.
Whoa.
Well, you guys, it shouldn't just be straight points, because when you're picking Mark Andrews, I have virtually no chance of winning when I'm picking these more obscure guys.
Let's go to the numbers, okay? Matt's just throwing out numbers. Let's go to the damn numbers. Okay. In third place so far through 2 weeks with 68.8 points is one Flex Matt.
Not indicative of actual performance.
No. Of course, he had Russell Shepard last week. So
I went real deep for the Russell.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
right. I went real deep for the Russell Shepard play. Did not work out, but that's okay. Okay.
In second, close second at 74.7 points is Alan Seslowski. And your king at 75.5, not even a point above Al, which frankly is kind of like your weekly scores, the weekly troll play.
I want these scores adjusted for deepness.
How about listen, you want to talk about deep? You razzed me on Monday night about it, and I you got to eat your pudding, right? Frickin' Dante Moncrief.
Yeah, that one was
had
zero burger.
Not been Dante Moncrief. He'd be so far ahead.
Yeah, I warned you about Dante Moncrief. He's now been basically obliterated, and
I overanalyzed it. That's what you call over. Sorry.
And I'm saying he's benched now. He's benched. Deontay Johnson, the rookie, is going to be starting, and Juju back into the slot. This is what I like to see.
Oh, and it's Christmas time for Mason Rudolph. He's got his James Washington.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Says, who do you got? Give it to me deep. Says deep and hard with Dak.
It's funny you say that, because my next flex play again has to do with Michael Gallup is going to be out for a couple weeks.
Says, I swear to God, if you just take my guy that I've been telling you all week I'm going to pick, if you literally pick, okay, go ahead.
Well, I have another one. Is it Randall Cobb?
No, go ahead. Okay.
Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
Well,
as you see, there's a theme going on this week. I'm the oldest of us three, so I'm picking all the old guys this week. Randall Cobb, they're dusting him off. I mean, he is Dallas picked him up. They gave him a fair salary.
What a hilarious way to put it. Just literally dusting off the old toy, Randall Cobb.
Yeah, and Michael Gallup is out. Randall Cobb is the de facto number 2. He is, works the middle of the field. I think he's going to get a ton of targets. I wouldn't be surprised at double-digit targets. I'm seeing like an 8 catch for 80-yard line coming this week, and I would give him about a 40% chance to score a touchdown. Randall Cobb has been proven to be a prolific red zone threat. I like Randall Cobb as a dirty deep play this week in your flex spot.
Oh, Randall Cobb, Sealy_Shane, Randall Cobb.
All right, so I go to rosterwatch.com with my pro membership, and I go to their snap counts, targets, and touches. And Randall Cobb, 76% of snaps last week, 6 targets, 7 touches, which means he had a rush, and 35 yards. Whoa.
Yeah, this week Michael Gallup's out. It's they threw that big bomb to Devin Smith last week. That ate up a huge drive. I think that it's going to be a little more strategic this week. I can see vintage Randall Cobb line just for this week. This is just a week 3 play.
All right, says, listen, Shane, get ready to queue up my entrant into this podcast is here right now, and he has something to say. Okay,
I'm scared.
Listen, you weren't shooting in the gym with me, says. You weren't shooting in the gym with me. Here he is. Hoodie Matt has made his entrance into the Flex Finder Week 3 podcast. He's shooting his shot, making every single one of them because he's got his hoodie on here. Pull it up, Shane. Tell me who the real guy is in that offense when Michael Gallup is out and is going to go ahead and eat some deep, long ones. And he is Devin Smith. Look at the draft capital on this guy. 2nd round, 5th overall pick in the 2nd round. And who do we like from Ohio State? Says, go ahead. Tell me these speedsters from Ohio State. Tell me about how sick they could get on the Washington Redskins offense. Go ahead, Says. Tell me.
You talking about Terry McLaurin?
I'm talking about scary Terry McLaurin, who on the Indianapolis Colts Says caught a touchdown last week, and he will be getting on his horse every week.
Paris Campbell.
Tell me again, Says, who the fastest wide receiver is on the Carolina Panthers offense.
Curtis Samuel.
Yeah.
Curtis Samuel, Shane, with the save. And guess what? Devin Smith is on a Dak Prescott-led offense. And you say, oh, yeah, maybe the game plan's going to be a little bit more. No, it is not. This is the Miami Dolphins. You think that they are going to want to play Amari Cooper past the first quarter? Says, no. Randall Cobb, dust him off. He is the number 2 receiver on that team. Yes, he is. But if he gets injured, who else you got? Take him out of the game, Says, quarter 1. So guess who's going to be eating up all those Dak Prescott targets in the 3rd and 4th round?
Do I hear a wager, a Devin Smith versus Randall Cobb wager?
Let's do it right here, live on the air.
All right.
Okay, first of all, if you were to even win this wager, you won it against Hoodie Matt. So again, not the real person, but sure, I'll wager Hoodie Matt ain't afraid of nothing. Okay, he flexes with White Claw in the champagne cup or the wine cup. Okay, Hoodie Matt says Devin Smith's gonna go off for your fantasy team this week for just 500 yards and 50 touchdowns. Devin Smith. Amari Cooper ain't got shit on this guy. Not at all. Nothing. Devin Smith. Oh, my God.
We're going off the rails so quickly.
I don't think Devin Smith will have 550 yards in his career when it's over.
Says right here, our listener, Isaac, do it for Jersey Mike sandwiches. And, of course, says, if Devin Smith outscores Randall Cobb in total fantasy points.
Not total. We're talking week 3, right? Week three PPR.
Total PPR fantasy points. You buy me 10 Jersey Mike sandwiches. I buy you 1 if Randall Cobb wins.
No.
Have you ever heard?
Hoodie Matt likes to swindle all those who oppose him. Okay? This is a 10-for-1 Jersey Mike's deal purely for pride. Says. Okay,
I mean, you need 10-to-1 odds. That just shows that you're taking the worst side. That my guy is the I mean, come on. If you
pick a player from the other's bench on dynasty roster, ooh,
that's spicy.
Good one. Oh my God, that is a good one. Says.
You want to bet it? How about this? We'll make the stakes a little lower so you can handle it. Okay. What's your name? Tough guy, Mike. Whatever your name is.
Hoodie Matt.
All right. How about this? Well, the loser, we have to switch positions in the 4th round of our rookie draft, or so like if, for example, if the 4th and 5th round, we would if you win, you would get 2.
You have a deal.
So listen,
I don't make deals where it's not flex. We got to go 3rd round.
No, listen. Just listen to that. So if you win, you're going to get my 4th round pick, and if I get your 5th, and if I win, I get your 4th round pick. So one of us is going to have 2 4ths, and one of us is going to have 2 5ths.
Okay, wrong. Let's go for 3rd and 4ths. I'm in for 3rd and 4th.
I'm willing to bet a 3rd round pick on Devin Smith.
He said that Hoodie Matt couldn't handle it, and now who's backing down? Okay, I got Devin Smith. You got Randall Cobb for a swap of a 3rd and a 4th round, respectively, on each other's deal.
I mean, he's shaking.
This is going off the rails so fast.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell Matt's a salesman. He deal.
Sign the deal.
I think that a fourth round pick in Dynasty and the other guy gets back a fifth on this low of level of players. I mean, I would feel bad if what's it say here? It says is going to take down Alex Dunlap. He's going to take down the hoodie man. Isaac has a lot of confidence.
Yes.
All right. So
And
Isaac,
this is even more reason why you should take the deal. Says take the deal.
I would just feel bad destroying your
Is this
team more than
collusion?
you've destroyed it.
Is
So,
this a collusion deal here, Shane? Shane's the commish of that dynasty.
oh yeah, Shane, what do you think about
Collusion,
this?
Shane?
Is this?
I love it. I feel like third round's a little bit steep.
It's a little
frankly.
rich. It's a little
It's
rich.
a little bit rich.
Yeah,
I mean, Matt, just do the 4th for the 5th. Come on.
Come on, I don't
Just
do
do it.
deals if it doesn't excite me. Why if my 4th round rookie dynasty pick? That's a nothing. That's a get out of here pick. That's a throw in. Okay, that's a
You don't
throw.
know that.
Okay, listen, guys. By the way, if you're still listening, Hoodie
Yeah.
Matt says the trade season is a brewing. Trade season is coming here on the Flex Network. You don't know who we're after. You don't know what kind of swindling deals that we will take against our opponents this year in fantasy football, guys. You will just have to stay tuned to see if Sez's yellow belly can accept my offer this week, because he knows that he is going down. He will not rest on his laurels of his bet for Randall Cobb. You will have to find out the answer Sunday morning. It is our podcast with Roster Watch from Sirius XM. Okay, at Roster Watch from Sirius XM. We have branded with them on our Sunday morning start sit show. Listen, guys, I'm only on for an hour of our 2-hour special, so get there early. Wake up for our game day edition of the Flex Network.
What time do we go on? What time do we go on?
Go on at 10 p.m. Eastern.
10 a.m. a.m.
10
Before the
a.m.
games.
Before the game, 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay. Hoodie Matt sometimes gets a little crazy. Okay. Here's the thing: 10 a.m. Eastern Sunday morning, you will wake up with the Flex Network for your start sits. It's maniacal, guys. We had 180 live viewers that checked in, out, asked questions, did whatever. We flexed on Sunday morning. Come, please be a part of this. Out. Yeah, of course. Look at this. Clipboard Jesus says, "Are you giving Sez a couple days?" That's basically what I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to
give me a couple
Sez
days for what? I mean, the bet's on the table. We're betting a
no,
fourth
the
round
bet
pick.
is on the table for the 3rd. Okay, that's what the bet. That's what these viewers want to see. Says,
All right, if you want in, I'm in. I'm in.
What?
"Oh, he's in. He's in."
You
Oh,
caved, Al. You caved.
Well, I mean,
Dude.
I'm confident in this bet. I really feel like that Matt's going to lose it, and this is going to be a very he's already destroyed his team enough, and now you know what I'm
No.
saying. So okay,
Wrong.
so just to reiterate
no
the bet.
Hold on a
we will
second. Does
clarify
Matt even have a
Sunday
third?
morning. I probably do. Yeah, I do. I
Okay.
probably do.
I know I have one of your thirds, but
Of course, you're one of them. Because I've already swindled somebody else. Shane, where can everybody find you, brother?
oh man, you can find me tweeting away at Sealy_Shane.
Oh, sorry.
when I'm not at the gym,
When
obviously.
he's not at the gym in that salmon tank top. Where is it again? Sorry.
At
Hoodie
Sealy
Matt was
underscore.
crazy. Sorry. Go ahead again.
No.
Sorry.
All right. Find me on Twitter at Sealy_Shane.
Says you accepted the trade. You are a man of your word. Where can everybody find you?
Find me on Twitter at Alan Seslowski. It's up on the screen now. AlanSeslowsky at Alan Seslowski. I'm tweeting away when I'm not watching bratty kids in a PE class.
Yes, and I forgot. You're right, Mike. In a plane. He's in a plane right now. I promised him we will talk about Jeff Wilson Jr.
One thing for Mike. I
Yep,
promise
go
it's
ahead.
the 11 here.
Go ahead, please.
Corey fucking Davis. He's out. We're gone. Get the fuck out, Corey. We don't want you on our teams. Flex.
I saw an interesting tweet on Corey Davis that said that he was sick. He's 6 on the team in targets so far this season.
Oh god.
On the team.
Oh god. he's so bad. Get him off your fucking team, people. Trade
Well,
him.
he's out, but here's the thing. Jeff Wilson Jr., is he more than just a weekly GPP play in DFS, or does this guy have some real value? To me, the answer is there's not really any core value to the guy. I would let him sit on waivers even, or maybe you can taxi him. I like the guy. I just don't like that the start of the season had a lot of guys ahead of him. I mean, he's the fourth running back on that offense.
He was on the
Where
practice squad week 1.
exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. And so, yeah, Tevin Coleman is injured. I got it. But I mean, this guy is nothing more than a wait and see. Maybe someone else gets injured. I would say that. Mike's in a plane. He goes, I'm done with Corey fucking Davis. You could just, he's done. We are all done. I am Flex Matt. I mean, I am Hoodie Matt, who just made the greatest bet of all time, flexing with Devin Smith over Randall Cobb this week. We have the Dallas Cowboys in Survivor. We also have our Sunday morning Start Sit podcast with our friends at Roster Watch on Sirius XM. And our friend here says, by halftime, Matt's going to be offering, says, a fourth round pick to get out of the bet. And
I agree.
And again, Michael, who commented, listen, you're not offering Matt anything. It is Hoodie Matt is who you were speaking to about this trade. Okay, listen, that's my out. That's my out. It wasn't real Matt's dynasty team you were talking to. It was the fake one. Just joking. Ha 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 ha. Tune into the Flex Network Sunday morning, guys, for real. Our Start Sit podcast is for real. We go 2 hours strong. Nobody in the industry can do what we can do. We are here. We are the Flex Network. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Let's do it.